Welcome to an exclusive interview for the YXE Sports Podcast. Happy to be joined by Ray Morrison, my partner in crime on the podcast, and a very, very, very special guest joins us. Head coach of the University of Saskatchewan Huskies men's hockey team, Mike Babcock, joins us from Colorado. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So what happened here, Mike? Did you get Pure later or somebody to get you down to U of S Huskies bunny hug real quick? Or man, you're in real Colorado and you're dotting the Husky stuff there.
Dave Hardy must have wanted me to wear it, obviously, so they found a way to make it happen.
Maybe that's your salary. Right?
That is my salary.
Who knows? Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, we want to be super respectful of your time, Mike, so we'll hop right into it. But we actually were talking to Dave Hardy yesterday on the podcast, and he kind of gave us the rundown of how it happened and how he got into contact with you. But kind of just take me through, your mind through all of this and kind of what drove you to take this opportunity back home in Saskatchewan.
Well, obviously, when Dave called me just around Christmas time, my whole family was home. So my kids are older and my wife and significant others, and we're sitting around and I get off the phone and we're laughing, Dave and I, and then I say, hey, that was Dave Hardy. They want me to be the coach of the U.S. And my wife actually, instead of putting up her hand and saying, no chance, we're not doing that, she said, hey, that's not bad. Now, why is it not bad? Obviously, we're from Saskatchewan. We grew up there. My wife's mom and dad are still alive. They're 90, 87, got a 65-year love affair going. They're in Lloydminster. She's got two brothers there, two sisters there. Yeah, real close. I got two sisters in town. It's really good for our family. I loved coaching at Red Deer College. That's how I started after coming back overseas. I was there 3 years, had a lot of fun and really liked the guys and built good relationships, still lifetime friends. The same at the University of Lethbridge. And then this year I'd helped Todd Woodcroft. He was with the Winnipeg Jets, was with me in the 04 World Championships. And Woody went and took the Vermont job. And so I tried to help the coaches, and I really enjoyed being around the kids. So that kind of all added up. And then Peter got involved. Dave King got involved. And the next thing you know, here we are. But we're excited. It's hard for me to explain how excited my wife and I are for the opportunity we have ahead.
What'll be the big difference? Before we started recording, you were talking about your time in Toronto. You were on NBC not too long ago. We didn't think you'd remember us small timers when you hit the big time, Mike, and the big screen there in New York. But what'll be the big difference in your mind? You've had experience at the college level before, but going from the NHL back to a situation like this, what do you think the biggest adjustment might be?
Well, I think in anything you do new, it's always, there's an adjustment period and you figure it out and you learn from the people. I spent time today with 5 guys in the leadership group, and they're not young kids, they're men. And they were spectacular and sharing their thoughts. And I just said to them, it's your team, it's not my team. What are you thinking? How are we going to do it? I addressed everything about Mike Babcock. It's very important that they understand that they're in charge. And so they got to communicate. They got to be straightforward. And that's how I'm going to be. But, whether you're doing NBC, whether you're working at the University of Vermont, you put your best foot forward and you enjoy it and you be the best you can possibly be. I love doing NBC. I'm going back here next week. It's a lot of fun. Catherine Tappan, Sharp, Jonesy, they're good people to be around. It's fun to be involved in the game.
What, maybe take us through kind of what the expectation would be to win at the university level compared to your time in the National Hockey League. Is that different at all, or is the expectation to win still sky high?
No, I think it's the same. I think your expectation, when you've been in as long as me, the expectation from outside is one thing, but what you put on yourself is the most important thing. And Dave Adolph's built an unbelievable program. First was King Schultze, and they built Brent McEwen, and they built an unbelievable program with expectation to have success. That's why I'm going there. I'm the transfer coach. Kinger and his committee, and go through the coaches. We're going to then once we get down to 4, I'm going to get involved. We're going to hire the best coach moving forward. Now, I've had 5 guys who work for me in the National League, assistants, end up on head coaches on the bench in the National Hockey League. And I'm proud of that. We want to do the same here and make sure the program's moving in the right direction and carried on. And ideally hire a guy who's going to run it for the next 20 years.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask. So just to clear up a few things here, Mike, are you going to be coach here for 1 year or 2 years? And is it an entirely voluntary position? That's question one. And secondly, kind of to your point a little bit about legacy, what do you hope to leave behind? Not necessarily just for the Huskies men's program, but it on campus in Saskatoon, if you spend a couple years here. So if you could run over all that, we might get out on time.
Okay. So the first thing is 1 or 2 years. It's for sure 1. So I'm there till the end of March. Then could it be 2? Sure, it could be 2, but it's 1 for sure. And that's what Peter and Dave and I talked about. The second thing is we're excited to come back. So when I look at all the great things that have happened to me in my lifetime, I got my mom and dad who built a foundation for us. We could have confidence so we could get out there and earn our way. Yeah, they're no longer alive. But then I got the people of Saskatchewan, and they helped you along your way, and numerous coaches, teachers, people. And we went back every summer. We brought our kids back, whether it be Meeting Lake or Emma Lake. We were back there every year, and we thought it was important for our family to be around the Saskatchewan people. This is our opportunity to say thanks. Yes, I'm volunteering. This way we can hire someone else, and they can get the salary and go from there. But the idea is to help the program continue the success it's had.
Perfect.
That's
Great
absolutely
answer.
fantastic. Yeah.
Last night I was ganged up on by Dave Hardy and Matt Morrison, a couple of Holy Cross Crusaders. And Matt, I got to tell you, Mike, there was a great picture. I don't know if you saw Kevin Mitchell's picture of you finishing first in the 79 City Track and Field Championship, finishing third, Marshall Toner. So I'm an Evan Hardy guy too. So you're getting us every which way here.
Yeah, Kerry Nilsson was the best of the group.
He was second, yeah.
He later took over. I didn't want to be that skinny. I wanted to get heavier so I could play hockey. Now, I loved running. Don't get me wrong. My father had run in the Olympic trials 100 years ago, and it was a big deal in our house. We did a lot of training. I liked running. I was a good cross-country and distance runner in grade 9 and 10. After that, I put on too many pounds and didn't really want to run that much, but it was a lot of fun. Marshall Toner, as you say, obviously, had a great career and is a friend of mine. And then Kerry Nelson, I haven't seen in 100 years, but he took off from Saskatchewan and did good things.
Yeah, you do. That's great.
You do realize, Mike, that 2 weeks ago in Saskatchewan, it was minus 45 degrees, right? You're still excited to come back?
Unbelievable, actually. Everybody was sending me the stuff. I got good buddies there, and they were sending me stuff. And then my wife was going, holy hockey. She actually just bought a coat down to her ankles, but she's going to need more than that, big sorels and all that. But, I tell everybody is when I lived there, and this is no word of a lie now, it's been a long, long time. As a young guy, you wear your cowboy boots, you wear your jean jacket, and you wore a vest, and you didn't get out of your car that often. I don't know what.
Well, the good news is I remember your first news conference in Toronto when you said, this is Toronto and I can't drive my truck. Now you'll have room for a truck. So that's
and
great.
I'm excited about that. I got to reach out to that Von Wyatt and see what he's doing there. I got to get him hooked up.
Carve him for a deal. That's great, Mike. We appreciate your time, pal. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Mike. Everybody's excited to see you back in Saskatchewan. So thanks again.
We're excited as well. Thanks for having me on, guys.